Hi, my name is Kevin Ross. I'm the CT Director for College Station ISD. This is Mr. Bret Richards with Coleman Patterson.
That's right. Proud to be the official auctioneers of the Brazos County Youth Livestock Show again.
Absolutely. You've done a great job over the years. I appreciate you coming out today.
Sure.
We wanted to shoot kind of a quick video. There's a lot of parents that this is their first time showing, Bret. They've never experienced you as an auctioneer.
Right.
They've never put a pig in an arena, a lamb in the arena.
Okay.
And they get a lot of good questions, and I thought we'd put something together, kind of give them a heads up of what to expect once we get to the show. Can you walk us through kind of what to expect once we get there?
Absolutely. So depending on what animal you have and what day of the week that you show, the first thing I want to tell you is everybody at the Brazos County Youth Livestock Show is there to help. There's a lot of board members, there's a lot of senior members that have been there and been through that, and parents that have been around. If you're new, just tell, hey, I'm new, any tips, any trade, but certainly, you know, you'll take your animal in, you'll get your animal prepared. That'll be between your CTE teacher, your 4-H leader, your FFA leader. Y'all take care of all that, show the animal, and then if they're awarded one of the spots in the premium auction, we're going to have a premium auction followed by a freezer sale. So there's actually going to be two ways to sell the project this year and, you know, get some of that investment back. And as you know, I grew up in the 4-H and FFA, and showing the way that we operated in our household is that, you know, at the end of the year, if we were lucky enough to make the sale and sell that went into our farm account or our education account, and then that's how I started my project the next year, right? I used that money to go forward until I was a senior, and then that was the money that my parents, you know, that was kind of an education fund as well to help offset some of the costs of college. So that's how I learned how to do it, and that's how I kind of like coach and teach, and really when I'm up in front of the auction block, that's where I like to really rally the community around and say, this is what we're doing. We're investing in these futures. It's not this project or next year's project, it's the future of these exhibitors.
Interesting. So go back, you said premium and freezer. What's the difference?
So the premium sale will start that day. It'll be what we call the sale of champions, right? So that'll be your grand champion, your reserve from each one. We'll start with steers, pigs, lambs, goats, all the way down to your smaller animals, the rabbits and whatnot. Even the cakes, you know, the FCS projects. We have the FCS projects that will go in that sale of champions as well. And then we start what's called the premium auction. So the third place steer, right? Third place through the last one that made the sale order will go through all the animals as well and auction the exhibitors' projects for each one of those. Once that's concluded, the very first year of the freezer auction will be 2025. So it's another opportunity for those kids that may be new to the game and just now learning. Their projects didn't quite make that premium auction, but it's a chance for the community to reward them as well and maybe get them a little starter money for their next year's project. So just kind of expand the pile.
Okay. Yeah, because traditionally, if you didn't make the premium sale, that's one through whatever.
Correct.
Then you were left as a family to figure out, what do I do with this?
Correct.
The freezer sale gives the option of getting monetarily.
That's correct. That's correct. So, and the way that it'll actually work on the freezer sale is no animal that doesn't make that first one, right? There's going to be kind of a cap. Like if it's the last place steer brought this amount, then the first place freezer steer, that next one can't go any higher than that.
Oh, okay.
But it does present an opportunity to help with those animals, right? This is a terminal sale, and we take care of those. A lot of people are always wondering how money works at the livestock show. So your larger animals like your steers and your pigs, even I think the lambs and goats have what they call a floor price, right? So if I come in there and I'm a member of the community and Coleman and Patterson Real Estate decides to buy an animal, and let's say I bid $8,500 for that steer, that steer is going to have a floor price that the processor will pay.
Okay. So if you pay $8,500 for that steer, you have to load it up in your truck and take it home?
No, I do not.
Okay.
I can sell that to the processor, to the floor. Correct.
Okay.
There'll be a processor there. They load them all up afterwards. Whatever money, which is tied to that steer's weight. So if the steer weighs, you know, 1,835 pounds and they're paying $1.75 a pound, you can do the math. That number comes back to your 8,500, right? So now my money goes further. My money goes further because I can take that and, you know, my real dollars pushes down to the next project.
That makes sense. I get this question all the time. So many people want to donate. So many people want to give money. But one, they didn't understand what does the money truly go to.
Right.
But two, what do they do with these animals? So it sounds like you don't have to take these animals home. You have that option to through that floor price. So you just show up as a buyer or money you're raising.
Correct.
Okay.
That's correct. And your other projects, your chickens, your rabbits, they're going to ask if you want to take those home too, and some people do, Kevin.
Some people might.
Some people they like the rabbit. But there's a deal in there that says, I don't want it. Now, the exhibitor still will have to take care of all that.
Sure.
But you as the buyer do not have to. And that's what I think we're trying to get the point of today's video is. It's like, I can be involved and I don't have to have a farm that I've got to take all these animals back to. I want to invest in the kid. I want to give the kid this money, and all the money that we do raise goes to the kids. Let me be very clear about that. So that goes to them, and they will put that in their college fund or what have you. So I don't have to take the rabbits home. They'll have to take care of it. If you do want it, you can.
Yeah,
you can
it's
get
your
there.
option.
Right. So
now go back to these. You mentioned a buyer's club.
Right.
What is a buyer's club?
So a buyer's club in Brazos County, we have several actually that are in different ways that you can try to give. So number one is there's 3 specific buyers clubs that sell memberships. One of them is called Silver Spurs, BCYLS. One of them is called the BCYLA 250. And then we have one called Round 2, which is actually a second iteration of the Yayas, for those of you that may remember that from back in there. You can actually just say, you know what, I want to be a part of your buyer group at $1,000 and buy a membership of that. Okay. You know, and say, hey, and you can do that from your personal or company. You can write that off, whatever you like to do. It's a write-off, that's correct. Okay. So you could do that. Those buyers then take that money, that pool of money, whereas it's your 1,000, my 1,000, this 1,000, that 1,000. Now all of a sudden they may have 75 to 100,000 to purchase on that, and we'll have a whole Saturday afternoon where the community comes around, and we'll have several businesses that come that invest, that our agricultural business, our other businesses. The actual BCS Chamber of Commerce has their own buyers group called the Ag Council.
Oh, wow.
Right, so the Ag Council all year long, they raise money, and then they bring it to the Livestock Show to invest in the youth of Brazos County. So there's many ways to give. If you just say, you know what, I don't know what to do, but I want to help, I think that's when they contact you, they contact me, they contact the Brazos County Youth Livestock Show, and we will help you help these kids.
Okay, fantastic. No, it sounds like a pretty easy thing. That's the number one question we get is, okay, how do I donate? What does it do? But let me ask you this. So when the project is getting ready to go there, do you just show up and hope somebody's there to bid on you? Or is there some work you could be doing now?
You know, there is some work that you can do. If any of my exhibitors are looking at this right now, invite someone to the sale. And you don't have to say, hey, come by my project.
Okay.
Mr. Ross, really appreciate you coming out. If you come out and just come to the auction, you know, see what you like, see what you think. Just come invest, come look around, take a look around. Get everybody out there, and then they will want to be involved. I promise you. Okay. The other things that you can do, I know my kids have taken to, and a lot of kids in Brazos County will send like a postcard to previous buyers that they know, or their friends and their family, and they say, hey, you know, we'd love to invite you to the Brazos County Youth Livestock Show auction to see what it's about. Make a Facebook post, you know, with our parents, you know, hey, we showed our rabbits today.
Pictures of the kids.
Pictures of the kids. And hey, by the way, we're going to have our premium auction this Saturday, you know, Brazos County Exposition, this time to this time, come out. There's a lot of ways to participate. And you know what, Kevin? Not everybody buys an animal the first time. And that's perfectly fine. But we want more people to be involved, because not only is it an auction to give money back to these kids, it's a celebration of the agricultural way of life. It's a celebration of years of hard work, because for those of you that don't know, most of your steer projects start nearly 1 year in advance.
Yes, sir.
So the auction, the steers that we're going to be selling at the Brazos County Youth Livestock Auction, they got those steers 11 or 12 or 13 months ago. Yeah. Some of them raised them themselves out of their pastures here in Brazos County. And so it's very important that we let these young people know that this hard work they do out of this barn, the barn and brine, all the things that they do is hard work, and is work that's worth doing. And that's what we're going to celebrate on that day.
Yes, sir. No, that's fantastic. And, you know, I think I heard you say this last year, and it was either the commercial steer auction or the regular auction. Tell me, what's the most important project? Two or 4 legs? Well, how's it going?
No. The most important project that we have is the kid. We're not worried about the steer. We're not worried about the lamb. We're not the rabbit. We're working on the kids here in Brazos County. That's what we're doing. The most important project is the kid.
That was the most impactful thing I've heard you say, and I've heard you say a lot over the years. You do a fantastic job, and that's what we want. I think we want our kids to convey when they're talking to prospective buyers. It's not how I did in there. It's, did I show up? Did I do hard work?
Right.
Did I learn work ethic? Everything that these companies want in an employer.
Sure.
This is an opportunity for those kids to get those intangible things that we want for our personal kids. And I'm very excited about the freezer sale because those are the kids that may not get monetarily
That's
rewarded.
right.
And for me, you said it a while ago, we want these kids coming back next year.
That's it.
We want this year after year after year. So we appreciate that from our end. What else could a kid be doing in regard to talking to businesses or helping raise funds? Any other advice?
You know, I just think it's being present. I think it's letting people know what you're doing. You know, we coach. I just told my son's youth basketball team. He's 9-year-old. We started out there, and I want to talk about something that you just touched on. Is at the end of the day, we want you to participate next year. And it doesn't matter what we're doing. I'm coaching basketball, and I told him at the end of the season, my number one goal is to make sure you want to play next year.
Great.
You want to keep going, right? You
Yes,
want to
sir.
have a good experience. This stuff's tough, Kevin. It's tough.
Oh, it's-
I've had animals that have perished before we've gotten there. We've had animals that get out the cell ring. Everybody's here together, and that's what it's going to teach us. So I think that whenever our exhibitors and our parents are out in the community, you know, they can come to this. It's open. You can come, you know, Tuesday night to the pig show or Wednesday night. I'm not sure what the schedule is,
Yep.
but we put the schedule out there. You can come watch them show rabbits. You can watch them show steers. We have a one whole pig deal where it's just little kids and they teach them the future how to do that. We have we have buses of kids that come out there during the day sometimes, and some of our actual 4-H and FFA kids from right here in College Station ISD are the ones that are teaching those kids that have never seen a pig.
Yes, sir.
They've never seen anything like that, and it's the first exposure that they've gotten. You know, to their food does not come from HEB, right? It comes from right here. So there's so many things you can do. The number one thing is be present, be excited about it, and just talk about it and invite people out at some point in the week, and they will get involved. I promise.
Get involved. That's good advice. Nobody knows this business better than Mr. Richards here. I appreciate you coming out.
No problem.
It's always a pleasure to see you get involved in our community with our kids. We're going to do everything we can to spread as much good word as we can to get people out there. We appreciate your advice. Appreciate you coming out.
Yeah,
Thanks
for
so
having
much.
us. Appreciate it.